Welcome to Bedtime Stories Creepy, where dreams take a dark turn and nightmares come to life. Make sure to relax and enjoy the chilling tales that await you. Every video is a product of passion and meticulous effort. If you're enjoying the content, show some love by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the bell icon to stay updated on our latest uploads. Caution: the following content contains unsettling themes and may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. The Zodiac Killer. Enter the shadowy realm of the late 1960s Northern California, where amidst the peace signs and flower power, a sinister presence lurked: the Zodiac Killer. Join us as we unravel the enigmatic tale of this elusive serial killer, exploring the chilling crimes and cryptic messages that continue to haunt investigators and captivate the public to this day. Chapter 1: The Prelude to Terror. In the late 1960s, Northern California was a cauldron of social change, with the counterculture movement in full swing. Against this backdrop of peace protests, psychedelic music, and communal living, a darkness lurked in the shadows, waiting to disrupt the peace. We'll explore the cultural landscape of the time, delving into the societal tensions and political unrest that provided fertile ground for the emergence of the Zodiac Killer. From the Summer of Love to the Vietnam War protests, we'll paint a vivid picture of the era and set the stage for the terror that was about to unfold. We'll then dive into the events of that fateful December night in 1968, when the Zodiac made their first known attack. Through detailed narration and vivid descriptions, we'll recreate the scene, immersing the listener in the horror and chaos of the moment. By focusing on the victims and their experiences, we'll convey the sheer terror of encountering the Zodiac and the profound impact it had on the community. As we conclude the chapter, we'll leave the listener on the edge of their seat, eager to learn more about the killer who would soon become one of the most notorious figures in American history. Chapter 2: The Cryptic Correspondence. With the stage set and the first attack unleashed, the Zodiac Killer wasted no time in making their presence known. We'll delve into the series of cryptic letters that the killer began sending to newspapers and police departments, each one filled with obscure codes and taunting messages. Using excerpts from the actual letters, we'll analyze the Zodiac's writing style and decipher the hidden meanings behind their cryptograms. We'll explore the painstaking efforts of law enforcement and amateur sleuths to crack the codes and unravel the mystery of the Zodiac's identity. Through interviews with experts in cryptography and forensic linguistics, we'll shed light on the challenges of decoding the Zodiac's messages and the tantalizing clues they may contain. We'll also examine the media frenzy surrounding the case, as reporters race to uncover the truth behind the killer's cryptic missives. By the end of the chapter, listeners will be left on the edge of their seats, eager to learn more about the enigmatic figure who held an entire city captive with their words. Chapter 3: The Hunt for a Phantom. As the body count rose and the fear escalated, law enforcement agencies launched a massive manhunt to catch the elusive Zodiac Killer. We'll delve into the details of the investigation, from the initial crime scene analysis to the tireless efforts of detectives to track down leads and identify suspects. Using archival footage and first-hand accounts from those involved in the investigation, we'll reconstruct the painstaking process of piecing together the Zodiac's movements and motivations. We'll highlight the frustration and despair felt by law enforcement as they encountered dead ends and false leads at every turn. As the investigation stretches on for months and then years, we'll convey the mounting pressure and public scrutiny faced by the detectives tasked with bringing the Zodiac to justice. Despite their best efforts, the killer remains one step ahead, taunting them from the shadows and leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. By the end of the chapter, listeners will be left with a sense of the enormity of the task facing law enforcement and the chilling realization that the Zodiac killer may never be caught. Chapter 4: The Legacy of Fear. Decades have passed since the last known murder attributed to the Zodiac killer, but the legacy of fear and uncertainty lingers. We'll explore the lasting impact of the Zodiac's reign of terror on the community and the wider culture. Through interviews with survivors, family members of victims, and experts in trauma psychology, we'll convey the profound emotional toll of living in fear of a faceless killer. We'll also examine the ways in which the Zodiac case has shaped public perception of serial killers and influenced popular culture. From books and movies to television shows and podcasts, the Zodiac case has been the subject of countless retellings and reinterpretations. We'll analyze the various portrayals of the killer and their crimes, exploring how each one reflects the cultural zeitgeist of its time. As we reflect on the enduring mystery of the Zodiac killer, we'll leave listeners with a sense of the profound impact that one individual can have on the collective psyche of a nation. Chapter 5: The Codebreakers' Dilemma. The Zodiac killer's cryptic messages have confounded experts and amateur sleuths alike for decades. In this chapter, we'll delve into the efforts to decipher the Zodiac's complex ciphers and unlock the key to their identity. Using archival footage and interviews with codebreakers and linguists, we'll explore the various methods and techniques used to crack the Zodiac's codes. From frequency analysis to brute force decryption, we'll highlight the innovative approaches taken by those determined to solve the mystery. We'll also examine the psychological impact of the Zodiac's cryptic messages on those who have dedicated their lives to cracking the case. The frustration and obsession felt by codebreakers and amateur detectives will be palpable as they recount their efforts to unravel the killer's cryptograms. As the chapter draws to a close, listeners will be left with a sense of the enormity of the challenge facing those who seek to unmask the Zodiac killer, and the tantalizing possibility that the key to their identity may lie hidden within the pages of their cryptic messages. Chapter 6: The Suspects. Over the years, countless individuals have been considered as potential suspects in the Zodiac case. In this chapter, we'll explore some of the most prominent suspects and examine the evidence that has been used to link them to the crimes. Using archival footage, police reports, and interviews with experts in criminal profiling, we'll delve into the backgrounds and motivations of key suspects. From loners and outcasts to charismatic masterminds, each suspect will be scrutinized and analyzed in an effort to uncover the truth. We'll also explore the various theories and conjectures that have emerged over the years, from claims of mistaken identity to allegations of police cover-ups. Through detailed examination of the evidence and careful consideration of alternative explanations, we'll separate fact from fiction and shed light on the most likely suspects in the case. As the chapter draws to a close, listeners will be left with a sense of the complexity and ambiguity of the Zodiac case, as well as the profound impact that it has had on the lives of those who have been caught in its web of mystery and intrigue. Chapter 7: The Psychological Profile. What drives a person to commit such heinous acts of violence? In this chapter, we'll explore the psychological profile of the Zodiac killer, delving into the motivations and personality traits that may have led them to perpetrate their crimes. Using interviews with experts in forensic psychology and criminal behavior, we'll examine the various theories and hypotheses that have been put forth to explain the Zodiac's actions. From narcissism and psychopathy to childhood trauma and social isolation, we'll explore the factors that may have shaped the killer's psyche and influenced their behavior. We'll also analyze the patterns and characteristics exhibited by the Zodiac in their crimes and communications, drawing parallels to other notorious serial killers and exploring the unique aspects of the case that set it apart from others. As the chapter unfolds, listeners will gain insight into the mind of the Zodiac killer and the complex interplay of factors that may have contributed to their reign of terror. Chapter 8. The Unsolved Mysteries. Despite decades of investigation and countless hours of analysis, the Zodiac case remains unsolved. In this chapter, we'll explore some of the lingering mysteries and unanswered questions that continue to confound investigators and amateur sleuths alike. Using archival footage and interviews with experts in criminal justice, we'll examine the evidence that has been collected over the years and consider alternative explanations for the crimes attributed to the Zodiac. From overlooked clues to overlooked suspects, we'll explore the various theories and hypotheses that have been put forth in an effort to shed light on the mystery. We'll also delve into some of the most tantalizing leads and breakthroughs that have emerged in recent years, from advancements in DNA analysis to the discovery of new evidence. Through careful examination of the facts and meticulous consideration of the possibilities, we'll attempt to separate truth from fiction and bring clarity to the murky waters of the Zodiac case. As the chapter draws to a close, listeners will be left with a sense of the enduring mystery and intrigue surrounding the case, as well as the hope that one day, the truth will finally be revealed. Chapter 9. The Cultural Impact. The story of the Zodiac Killer has captivated the public imagination like few others in history. In this chapter, we'll explore the cultural impact of the case, examining its influence on popular culture, true crime media, and public perception. Using interviews with cultural critics, filmmakers, and authors, we'll trace the evolution of the Zodiac narrative from its origins in the late 1960s to its enduring legacy in the present day. From books and movies to television shows and podcasts, we'll analyze the various retellings and reinterpretations of the case, considering how each one reflects the cultural zeitgeist of its time. We'll also examine the ways in which the Zodiac case has shaped public perception of serial killers and influenced the broader true crime genre. From the rise of amateur sleuths and online forums to the proliferation of conspiracy theories and alternative narratives, we'll explore the ways in which the case has become a cultural touchstone for generations of true crime enthusiasts. As the chapter unfolds, listeners will gain insight into the profound impact that the Zodiac case has had on our collective consciousness and the enduring fascination that it continues to inspire. Chapter 10. The Enduring Mystery. As we draw near to the end of our journey into the heart of darkness, one question remains. Will the truth ever be revealed? Or will the identity of the Zodiac Killer remain forever shrouded in mystery? In this final chapter, we'll reflect on the journey we've taken together and consider what the future may hold for the case. Using interviews with experts in criminal justice and law enforcement, we'll explore the various challenges and obstacles that have hindered efforts to solve the Zodiac case. From the passage of time to the loss of key evidence, we'll consider the factors that have contributed to the enduring mystery and the likelihood of a resolution. We'll also reflect on the broader significance of the Zodiac case and its implications for society as a whole. From the impact on victims' families to the lessons learned by law enforcement, we'll consider the ways in which the case has shaped our understanding of crime and justice in America. As we conclude our journey, listeners will be left with a sense of the profound impact that the Zodiac case has had on our collective consciousness and the enduring legacy of fear and uncertainty that it continues to evoke. And though the truth may remain elusive, the quest for justice will endure, as long as there are those who refuse to give up the hunt. Thank you for joining us on this journey through creepy stories. Each story is crafted with care and dedication, ensuring that every spine-chilling moment is captured just for you. If you enjoyed these tales and appreciate the effort that goes into producing them, don't forget to subscribe to Bedtime Stories Creepy for more nightmares that will keep you up at night.